Morning. So today we're going to be making a nice, healthy, simple, cheap breakfast. It's going to be a nice omelet that we're going to make with some spring mix. Put the spring mix onto the toast. So here we have our ingredients, and we're going to get ready to put a little bit of green pepper. We're going to prepare our green pepper, our onion, our Roma tomato, and our mushrooms, and then we're going to be cooking it in a 3-egg omelet with some cheese, and then we're going to put some spring mix onto the bread, toast the bread, toaster, and here we go. So here we have it now that we've got our lovely diced tomatoes. We've chopped up the processed cheese. If you have regular cheese, it's better. And we've finely diced into nice sizes our green pepper, our onion, and of course we also have a little bit of mushroom. And then now we need to beat the eggs, and then we need to mix all the ingredients into the bowl. So we've put everything into the bowl, and now we need to give it a good mix. So we've given it a good mix, and I even put a little bit of cracked black pepper seasoning, so that way we get a little bit of seasoning. Everybody likes to have their omelet with a little bit of flavor in there, so a little bit of a cracked pepper. Let's put our toast into the toaster. So we're preheating the pan. Now we only want to put it about temperature number 6 to 7. To make a really good omelet, you need to have a nice temperature, about 6 or 7. And it's very important to have a good spatula for flipping so the eggs don't fall apart. Now we want to put some margarine into the pan. The margarine helps the eggs to brown, and of course helps to prevent it from sticking to the actual pan. And you just want to kind of work it around. But remember, the higher the temperature, your margarine will burn. So that's why we keep it about a 6 or a 7. And you want to kind of put it up on the edge a little, so that way the edge of your eggs. Usually a smaller pan will make a better omelet. So here we go. We're going to add in the omelet mixture. And then you want to make sure it's nice and flat so that it cooks properly. Now this is a 3-egg omelet. And the idea, like a frittata, with a good omelet is that, see, it's usually easier in a smaller pan, but the idea being is that you want the omelet itself to cook thoroughly and evenly. That's why what we're going to be doing is we're leaving it at about temperature 6 or 7, and we're going to let it bake until the one side is fully cooked before we bother to flip it. Now our toast has popped, nicely toasted toast. Of course, while the eggs are cooking, we can put a little bit of margarine on the toast, just a little for flavor. Now we're going to put a little bit of this nice spring mix onto the bread. It's kind of like making a breakfast sandwich. Of course, you can put a little bit of ketchup onto the sandwich as well. Some flavor. Now you see the importance of cooking about temperature 6 or 7 is you're trying to actually not burn the bottom. You're allowing the omelet to in fact bake. So we don't want it burning. We want the temperature at a medium temperature, so that what happens is you can actually tell as the egg is cooking, it becomes more solid. That way when we give it a nice flip, it hopefully shouldn't break apart. Usually a smaller pan will help you to keep your omelet in a good solid shape. But like I said, if it's not too runny, we can give it a good flip. Now a shortcut is, if you have a runny omelet and you don't want to flip it, you can actually turn the broiler on your oven and you slide the omelet pan in and let the broiler brown the top. But we're going to give it a flip today. We're going to see how we can do. Now as you're actually cooking the omelet, what can really help is you kind of have to work it around at the edges, because when it flips, obviously, it's been cooking a while, so you can even help it a little. You don't want to flip it till most of the moisture is gone, but it doesn't hurt to actually get under the omelet and You know, that's why we put the butter around the edges of the pan, because that way we get a nice crispness. And again, you can even get ready to flip the omelet, but until all the moisture is gone, you risk breaking the omelet in half. Some people do a folded omelet, but I personally like cooking my omelet on both sides evenly. Now once you've actually loosened up the omelet, if you're good, you can flip it. Look at that. Was that impressive? Did you like the flip? It wasn't perfect, but I didn't do too bad. A smaller pan makes it easier. So as you can see, we have our beautifully browning omelet. It's mostly cooked. We're just giving it a chance to cook on this side a little, and then we're going to put it onto the plate. And usually when we do a large 3-egg omelet, that gives you enough to have the actual omelet with some ketchup, and you can put a part onto the sandwich. That way you can actually have a sandwich for later, or you can just, but it's nice to have a sandwich for later should you not want a large breakfast or you be on the go. You can eat some eggs and then take a sandwich to go. So now in a smaller pan it's a little easier. It's more of a non-stick situation, but our eggs are fully cooked. We have a deliciously cooked omelet now, fully cooked. Lots of bite-sized little pieces. The important in making everything small is because your green pepper and everything will be uncooked if you make it too large. So you need to make it small, and then you need to cook it at a medium temperature. That way it actually has time to cook the ingredients, not just the eggs. And now we're going to portion out a part onto the sandwich.